Hello, my lovely individuals. Sorry I had to miss last week. I was not feeling good, as you could tell if you actually read the post thing, but not a big deal. We're back this week. And, I want to get or not get it this week, but start getting my 10,000 hours of digital art because I want to get better at that. And, yeah, I like evolutions, so let's make some evolution magnets because why not? So let's get into it.
We're gonna start off with the baby of the group, the creature that turns into every other creature in this set. And I kinda wish that I would've waited until later, until I, polished out how I wanted to do these to do Eevee, because it's kinda like the pinnacle character. But, yeah, it's still cute, but I think the other ones ended up better with more practice overall. I think the background ended up a little bit weird because I was trying to theme them all off of what type the character was, and being a normal type, it's like I wanted it to be white adjacent, but it kind of ended up looking like steel, and there really isn't a steel Eevee, so I guess it's not a big deal, but I don't know. A little questionable on this one. You don't really notice it on the button though, since all that's kind of wrapped around the sides. But overall, it's a cutie. I will be posting these in the order that I drew them, just so you can kind of see the development over getting my hours of drawing experience. But I love Espeon. Espeon and Umbreon are two of my favorite evolutions. Actually, Espeon's the only one that I'm missing a Funko Pop for, because I have every other evolution one, I just never got around to getting Espeon. But, yeah, she's a little cutie, looks a little sassy. I love Espeon. I didn't use the autofill function on a lot of these, because it just seemed like it always left a little white line. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but that's why I actually manually colored everything, and honestly, it's kind of more satisfying doing it that way. But I understand that it takes more time and leaves more room for mistakes. Umbreon is such a cutie. I love my little goth Pokemon. If I was to do an Eevee in any of the games that had Umbreon, it was always an Umbreon. I gave them, more of a pissy kind of look because, I don't know, goth cat character needs to look a little bit pissy. When I printed them out for the buttons, I tried originally to do printer paper, but I have just regular paper button presses. So I ended up having to do regular paper, but the black looks so much more vibrant on printer paper. But it's not that much of a difference to, change the quality of the products that I'm making. But overall, I think he's so cute. And the dark symbol looks just like a moon. Adorable. I think Leafeon was one of my favorites. I'm honestly not a big fan of Leafeon as a Pokemon, but I think as far as the drawing, it really improved my mental vision of Leafeon. Just a little veggie cat. Just adorable. Or dog? Are they kind of both? They're kind of like a crossbreed, I guess, but I don't know. They always look like cats to me because I love kitties. So they definitely get the cat treatment. I tried to do vines, and it just ended up looking like garbage, so that's what appeared there briefly. But yeah, I think the starry motif behind all of them just adds a cute little background effect. So yeah, definitely my favorite so far. I was never a big fan of Glaceon either, to be honest, but I do think the drawing ended up being kind of cute. I don't know, there was never too many ice Pokemon that really appealed to me. I definitely was more in the fire and dark and psychic categories of Pokemon loving, but definitely Glaceon is still a cutie. I think at this point I was really hitting a stride with it, and then I think I started honestly getting a little bit burnt out on the project. Maybe I should have divided this into like 3 evolutions and like mini episodes and kind of stretched it out, but I guess live and learn, because I indeed keep on living, but I don't indeed learn. I know everybody loves Sylveon, and I also like Sylveon. I think it's a very cute Pokemon, but I honestly don't like this drawing. I think Sylveon and Eevee are probably my least favorite. I might update them, to be honest, because I don't know, just something about Sylveon's little squished head. It just, I don't know, and the ribbons are so wobbly. I probably should have took a nap before I tried her. I think I did her right after I did Glaceon, and it just, I don't know, looks a little off. But still one of many people's favorite Pokemon. I still think it's a very cute one. Like, doing this project has given me a million more ideas for, like, fan art buttons. I would love to do more of that kind of stuff, and then maybe do, like a anime con kind of thing. For some reason, I chose to do the original EEVEELUTIONS last. Why? I don't know. It's just the order I felt like doing them in, the order I was excited to do them in. But Flareon is a very fluffy boy, and I gave him like a big old donut collar, and I think it's very cute. I really like Flareon. He's probably my favorite of the original 3 evolutions of Eevee. Just such a fluffy little cutie booty. I wasn't very satisfied with the background of this one. There wasn't really a lot of room to show off the background, and it ended up looking a little bit forced, but, you know, live and learn and such. And I think some of the dots were a little too opaque instead of, like, wispy. I think the line art for Jolteon ended up a little bit thick looking, and I know that's partly just because it looks more prevalent on a yellow background, basically. But, I don't know, could have definitely went a little bit thinner, especially with Eevee being as thin as it was. But overall, I think he is adorable. I had to color in the background before filling in the white parts, just so I could actually see it, because every time I tried to do the white before actually doing the background, I ended up missing a ton of spots. So I definitely lived and learned. I think his eyes are supposed to be purple. I hope that's true, because I do think it's rather cute. And I do like the electrical elements in the background that I added for this one. I actually think Vaporeon ended up insanely cute for one of the evolutions that I really don't like. I don't like Vaporeon that much, maybe because I'm not into fish. But I think this Vaporeon turned out insanely cute as far as the collections. So yeah, being the last one that I made, you can definitely see the improvement between the first one to the last one. So I'm very proud of this Vaporeon. The background ended up being a little glitchy there for a second, so I had to reset the iPad. But yeah, I think it ended up being one of my favorites for a Pokemon that I don't really like that much. With Vaporeon being the last one, it's time to print them all out and make the buttons. Using my new Smart Tank printer, I printed out the designs in both of the sizes for my button machines. I then proceeded to punch out all the graphics with my punch presses, and then punching them into the button designs. I used normal paper as the photograph paper was too thick for my button machines, even though the prints looked a little bit better, but not enough for it to really affect the quality of it. The two button machines that I have are a 2.25-inch round button machine and a 1.25-inch round button machine, and I have parts to make both magnets and pin backs, which I would love to do a little bit of both whenever I go to sell some of my fan art and my other artwork on the buttons, because I think that's a super affordable way to get your artist buttons and artwork, not buttons. Oh my god, why does my brain not work? Like, I'm serious. I go to do these voiceovers and it's like my brain shut-offs. Oh my god. Moving on.
Okay, so I got them done, and I think they're cute. You can definitely tell the progress from the first Eevee to Vaporeon. And yeah, I need to do more digital art and stuff like that because I think it's fun, and it's cheap, and it's creative, and you get a ton of options, and it's a lot easier in the long run to do like pretty effects and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in doing more stuff like that and making more like fan art buttons and stuff because I think they're cute. And that should be everything. I don't know what I'm doing next week, but I'll figure it out. It's already Friday today, so it should be coming out tomorrow. And then I gotta figure out something quick I can do. I don't know, maybe more digital art. I don't know. I'll figure it out. See y'all next time. Or please like, comment, and subscribe, because as you know, it always helps out. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye!